Hi guys, Ian here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we'll take a look at this Kiwiears Airoso. It is a multi-driver IEM. Retail price for this is $129 US. So if you're interested to find out more, do check out the unaffiliated link down in the description below. Now, I've spent some time with this, and today I will share with you guys my thoughts and opinions about this Kiwiears Airoso. So let's begin first with the accessories. The unboxing experience is pretty typical of Kiwiears. It's simple, clean, and straight to the point. Now, inside the box, you'll get this hard shell case with zipper and mesh pocket. You can put your IEM and your accessories inside, and it will protect your IEM. You will also get 3 different types of ear tips: the gray one, the white one, and the black one. And all 3 are stock ear tips. All comes with different size inner bores, so you can try to tip roll and find the type or the pair that suits your listening preference the best. And of course, you get this 1.2 meter long 4-core cable terminated with 3.5mm headphone jack with a 2-pin connector to the IEM. Now let's talk about the design and build quality. Looking at the internal configuration, this is a hybrid setup featuring one custom dynamic driver with an LCP and PU composite diaphragm driver handling the lows, paired with 4 custom balance armatures taking care of the highs and ultra highs. Visually, Kiwiears did a fantastic job. The Airoso rocks a high precision CNC machined aluminum alloy and titanium faceplate, seamlessly fused with a 3D printed resin in a shell. The build quality feels very durable and premium, yet surprisingly lightweight at just 12 grams per side. It doesn't have that heavy cold metal feel, but rather a very ergonomic, practical build suited perfectly for daily use. Now, in terms of fit and comfort, when it comes to wearing them, the contoured inner surface is shaped perfectly to sit right inside my ear conker. Because they are so lightweight, the fit and comfort are absolutely top tier. I can easily wear these for long listening or gaming sessions with zero physical ear fatigue. A quick tip here, and no pun intended, tip rolling is highly recommended for this set. I would say try your favorite aftermarket ear tips, which might open up the soundstage and get the best seal. Alright, so now let's talk about the sound performance of these IEMs. First, compatibility. I tried this with my MacBook, PC, DABs and DACs, coming in at about 18 ohms impedance with a sensitivity of around 110 dB. It is incredibly easy to drive from practically any source because of its thick and warm sound signature. And I recommend to pair this with a more neutral, analytical or cooler sounding DAC amp. Pairing it with a warm source might make the mid-bass feel a bit too thick and muddy. Now, in terms of tone and timbre, I would say it's excellent. It leans heavily towards an organic, lush presentation that brings instruments to life. It is undeniably warm and analog feeling. Nothing about this IEM sounds digital, metallic or clinical, and I would say it sits firmly and unapologetically on the warmer side of the spectrum. The balance prioritizes musicality, fullness, and a smooth delivery over analytical sharpness. Now, in terms of technical performance, as for the soundstage, for this price, the soundstage is impressively immersive. It has a dome-like 3D projection that encapsulates your headspace rather than just pushing the sound out laterally. The width and depth are very respectable, giving it a nice touch of holography and height. Now, in terms of instrumental layering, the left to right channel distinction is pretty accurate. Imaging precision is solid, allowing you to pick out placements pretty well, though very busy mix can occasionally blend slightly due to the thicker note weight in the lower mid-range. As for detail retrieval, it handles detail quite uniquely. You will catch micro details in reverb tails and low volume articulations like cymbals, but they are presented smoothly rather than being thrust aggressively in your face. Performance remains very consistent and non-fatiguing while you listen at low or high volumes. As for resolution, I would say the overall sharpness and refinement take a backseat to the musical flow. The ability to distinguish overlapping instruments is pretty adequate, but the macro versus micro resolution balance leans towards the macro dynamics and the cohesive big picture of the entire track. Alright, so now let's take a look at the sound signature, and I will post my graph somewhere up here. Now overall, the Airoso offers a very relaxed, warm and somewhat L-shaped to dark V-shaped sound signature. Now looking at my graph, you can see there is quite a colored and laid back tuning. As for the sub bass, the extension goes pretty deep. Instead of just dry texture, it delivers a very satisfying physical rumble. Control is pretty tight and enough to prevent total bloat, but it's definitely tuned for fun and depth over clinical speed. As for the mid bass, it sits noticeably above the Hammond target, delivering plenty of impact and punch. There is an intentional gentle bleed into the lower mids, which gives the overall note weight a very thick, lush and lean free characteristics. Now in terms of the mid-range, thanks to that mid-bass warmth, the clarity of instruments and vocals is coated in a lush richness. The mid-range sits a bit more relaxed compared to the bass. Male vocals sound incredibly full and authoritative, while female vocals performance is smooth and sweet, missing a bit of the forward and energetic bite. Now as for pinna gain, here's the defining feature of the Airoso. The natural ear gain rise around 3 kHz is significantly lower than standard targets, dipping roughly 6 to 7 dB below the Hammond peak. Now this guarantees absolute zero sibilance or shoutiness, and it maintains decent tonal accuracy in the upper mids, but it is an extremely relaxed and safe tuning. And as for the treble, the lower treble is very dark, rolling off to prevent any harshness, peakiness or fatigue. However, jumping up to the brilliance region, there is a distinct peak right around 10 kHz, and this clever peak injects some much needed air and sparkle, and of course the perceived resolution back into the mix to balance out the warm mids before rolling off steeply past 13 kHz. Alright, so that's the overall sound signature of the Airoso. Now let's compare this with some other IEMs. For example, the Kiwiears KE4. In terms of tuning, the Airoso feels much like a baby KE4. They share the same warm, organic and highly musical DNA. The KE4, however, has a slightly more mature, refined tuning. In terms of technical performance, the KE4 justifies its higher price tag with noticeably better detail retrieval, more subtle nuance extraction and slightly tighter imaging. Alright, so let's conclude, and at $129, the Kiwiears Airoso offers incredible value for a specific type of listener. Now if you are treble sensitive, hate shouty upper mids and crave a warm analog sound with a 3D soundstage, this is a fantastic buy. The 1DD plus 4BA configuration works harmoniously to create an immersive, thick and highly musical experience. It might not be for the analytical detail heads, but for pure fatigue-free enjoyment across long listening sessions, the Airoso absolutely delivers. Alright, so that's it for my overall thoughts and opinions about this Kiwiears Airoso. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, and also please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. My name's Ian. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video. Cheers.